space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the starship Enterprise. Its 5-year mission, to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilization, to boldly go where no man has gone before.
Hi and welcome back. Right, so the plan for this video was to be getting straight on with the pylons and everything connected up, and I've just ran an electrical check on all my circuits, and when I get to the red LED in the buzzards on this nacelle, this happens. Nothing. So I've got an LED out, so I could swear. I've got two options. I either alter the code and I don't have red LED in either nacelle, but I want that red glow. I really need that red glow in there. So my other option is I need to perform major open nacelle surgery to fix an LED. So the first thing I'm going to be doing next is getting this cracked open, getting the electronics repaired, get it sealed back over, try get the paint as like I have, and then we can really get cracking into the pylons. So I'm going to start getting this opened up and take it from there. Well, it's been 100% my own fault. I've got the LED out, things opened up, working fine. I'd created a short on the LED myself. I had these two pieces touching. So, should have tested before I started painting. So I'm off to wire up a new LED anyway for it. Get it all back together, repainted, and then we can crack on with getting it all going through the pylons. Right, so repairs are finished on this nacelle now, all back together. Everything's working as it should be. Few bits of paint to touch up, but I had that to do anyway, so I'll do both nacelles with the touch up at the same time. Things I have to do now is going to be getting all these wires going through the pylons and both nacelles connected onto the pylons. So I have obviously the windows to install. I've already painted these black because there's not a single episode of the original series where these windows are lit up, so I'm not even going to attempt putting LEDs in there. I don't see the point, because as I've said previously, I'm going to help with rigidity, I think that's the right word, using this copper tubing. I've cut this to 3 inch and it's just the right size, so I need 3 more of these for the whole thing, 2 for each side, because there's 10 wires from each nacelle, and each of these tubes will comfortably hold 5 wires going through. At the bottom of the pylon I need to obviously cut a area for the wires to come out, and on this kit there's an indentation that also comes out on the inside of the pylon of where it connects to the hull, so anywhere below will be out of sight. So I've already marked up with a black marker. I need to cut a hole both sides within that black for my wires to come out. So my next jobs are all the soldering of wires, extending them so they're long enough, getting the rest of this brass tubing cut and these windows in place. And so they're my next jobs on the pylon. But I thought I'd also show you this. I'm going to be building my own base for the model. So I've had, as you probably recall, with the electronics, it's on momentary switches. So I've had a number of different colours of these delivered, that when there's power, they light up, so these will take power straight from the DC adapter. So they'll always be lit up. And I've got my momentary switches in a few different colours of these, so starting to plan my base, but that'll be a completely different episode. This is just a sneak preview of what I've bought. So I'm going to get cracking with them few jobs and we'll take the rest of it from there. Right, so I've got all the wires sorted out now, neatened up. I've got all my brass tubes cut. I've threaded the wires through the brass tubes. I've only put 4 through each. I could fit 5, but I think it could be a bit tight and I don't want to put undue stress. So next thing I need to do, I've also got the windows in, mark them up so I know which side is which, these parts. Windows closest to the front. I need to get resistors on the ends of all these yellow wires. Feed them through these little holes I've drilled. Then it'll all be assembled bit by bit. I've dry fitted this, and it's, when both sides are on, it's amazingly strong. So I'm not going to have any problem doing one at a time. So I'm going to start getting my resistors on, all threaded through, and we'll get the first one stuck in place. Right, so I've got all the wires running through the pylon. From the brass tubes, they're sealed in. They'll also add some rigidity to these pylons. Not a lot of give now. So I've now got the resistors on all the LEDs from the buzzards. Not a long piece of wire on the other end because the two nacelles will join together at this point, all the wires underneath. So next stage is got the inner surface of the pylon to put on, then connect it up to the actual nacelle. So I'll get that done and get back to you. Well, that went together extremely easy. Lovely fitting piece, this, very snug, feels very sturdy, doesn't feel flimsy in any way whatsoever, so really happy with how that's gone together. Obviously there's going to be some putty work and touching up, that's why I haven't done these bits yet, because I'll just do the whole thing at once. So next I'm going to get the other nacelle connected exactly the same as this one. And once that's connected, I'll get back to you. Right then, so I've got my second nacelle connected to the pylons now. This was a lot worse to go on, didn't fit very nice at all. So I've got all that to tidy up from getting it on. But I knew I had touching up with paint to do anyway, so all that touching up with paint at the same time. And tidying up this mess of wires to reduce to what's actually going to go through to the control board. So I'll get the paintwork tidied up, get the wires together, and we'll have a look at both our nacelles working together. Right, so I've got all the touching up painting done on the nacelles and pylons. I've tidied up the wires, still a lot of them, but that's how many wires need to go down to the control board. I've got it ready to switch on to show all the lights and the motors working. So I'll just reposition the camera and we'll have a look at that. And there we have our nacelles on the pylons all working. Got both buzzards rotating, this one that way, this one that way. Got the LEDs in the buzzards going for that effect that you see in the original series. Nav lights and collision lights are going. They're at the wrong speed because they're just tucked into one of the bulbs for the buzzards at the moment. We've got the grills on the water nacelles lit up blue, and that's the blue I was looking for, not too much but just enough. So I think I'm going to wrap this episode up there. I'm happy with where I've got to. This is sort of into the prototype board at the moment. So I have started work on the actual main control board, and I need to start looking at getting materials together for making the base for the model. But for this time, thank you for watching. Keep trekking and keep modelling. Thank you. Bye bye.